My voice, you can tell, is not all the way back. This is where I actually did my master's recital. It's really dark and I don't know how to turn the lights on.
Back to the books. Even though I'm from Michigan, my blood is red. I did my master's at the Ohio State University, and I actually had the pleasure of returning, but making kind of a full circle moment, because I was there as a student and I loved who I worked with. I worked with Dr. Robin Rice. It was an amazing time. He's actually not at OSU anymore. And then through that, I got to meet a colleague, a mentor, a coach, Kat Rohrer, and there were some coaching sessions that I did with her that literally changed my life, that literally changed everything, the way that I thought about singing. And this was post-masters. And so I've loved every single teacher that I work with, and Kat has been one of the teachers that I've really kept in contact with. And especially because she's closer by in Columbus. And so she invited me to come sub for her, which I was totally honored, so grateful. I'm like blown away. I'm like, what? You are entrusting me with your students and your music majors, and so humbled to be able to be a part of that. And then going back to OSU, being able to work with music majors, some undergrad, some master students, some doctoral. It was so nice. It was really so nice. It's not something that I've done in a while. Paul and I will do master classes around, but to give actual individual lessons to music majors, it's actually, I do that a bit through Siena Heights University. But these were in person, and there was a pianist that came at the second half, Nancy, amazing, and it was so much fun. It fed my soul in a way that my soul has not been fed in a while, and so I'm so grateful for the opportunity to go there. And so I decided to take some videos and to take some pictures and to show you a little bit about my adventure there. The only thing that was crappy was that when I did that, I was getting better. I was recovering from a virus that was just a nasty virus, and I had lost my voice, and so I wasn't able to demo anything. I was barely even able to talk, and once in a while I had these coughing fits that I couldn't get out. So that was the bad thing about it, but I actually was able to go there again. So I went there, I subbed for her for a full week, and then I was able to go there again and see some of the students that I saw before, and it was just such a fun experience. I absolutely loved it. So let's jump in and come join me. Good. So let's really, your high notes are really fantastic. I really love it.
This marks the third and final day of me teaching here at OSU for this week, subbing for Kat, and I've had such a wonderful time. My voice, you can tell, is not all the way back, but I tell you, what I can do right now is so much better than what I had 2 days ago. I feel like the first day I was just even adjusting, because I haven't been to OSU in a really long time. And so it was like, okay, am I going to the right place? Where is the parking garage? How do I get in? Where do I get where I'm supposed to go? Like, is the everything, the layout and all the new things that they've added and stuff. And so I think the first day I had a lot of anxiety and just about transitioning into something new. But then I was like, holy smokes, I have missed this so much. And I love what I do now. But I think there's definitely been a missing piece of working with college students and working on that kind of rep with them. Because Paul and I, we would do master classes and things where we would pop in with music majors and grad students and help them. But it's kind of different with when you have those private students that are at that certain level doing that type of music. And I've missed it. And so the second day, even though I didn't have a voice, I was like, all in. I was loving it. And today I'm like, okay, I finally feel comfortable coming here for 3 days in a row, and it's my last day for this week. But it's been such a wonderful time. And I think the only crappy thing is I'm like, man, if I just had my voice back, because I had gotten sick and then I lost my voice and it's still not back. And so that would have been really nice to be able to demonstrate and things for students. But I still had a wonderful time, and I was still able to do things and use a lot of imagery and still use my words to describe what I wanted them to do. So it's been a really, really wonderful time. One thing that I've really liked about teaching here is that I actually am not required to play the piano or like accompany. I can do any sort of like warm-ups or things like that, but there's actually a pianist that comes in halfway through, because my lessons here are hours, and so there's a pianist that comes in halfway through and she plays for the students for that whole lesson, and I'm able to actually just teach and work on vocal technique and musicality and interpretation and all of that fun stuff without having to be buried in the music. And I think that that's one thing at Red that people don't realize, because Paul and I, we just play for our students. We accompany our students. Paul more so than me. I kind of BS my way through a lot of the things. But, and it's almost like they assume, they kind of take it for granted, like, oh no, you're supposed to accompany too. But in the world, it's like, no, actually there's an accompanist and that's their job. And I'm actually just your teacher. So that's been really refreshing to just feel like I can just sit back, relax, and actually teach. So I've really, really enjoyed that. This is where I actually did my master's recital. It's really dark and I don't know how to turn the lights on. Just kind of sneaking around. They're actually building onto this a new music building, which is going to be really, really cool, but I'll let you have a little peek back. Right there. So that's right in my recital. Super cool. This is where I rehearsed a lot for operas. We did Carmen, we did Rape of Lucretia here, and we did some opera scenes over here too, and it's a really fun performance space.
A few moments later.
So I'm here back at the Marysville studio, and I'm pretty beat. And maybe if I was sleeping, I would actually be able to feel like I have energy to do a college shift of teaching during the day and then back to the students I have normally in the evenings. But today I'm like, oh Lord help me, because I have no more energy. So let's do this.
I want you to imagine what it would be like if you had so much focus, so much zen, so much peace, so much calmness, and so much excitement at the same time before a performance. As in, like, you're not getting in your head, you're not freaking out, you're not becoming a basket case, or you're not a hot mess. So if you feel like sometimes that is you, imagine what it would feel like if that wasn't the case, if that wasn't a problem anymore. It would be pretty awesome, right? So what is the first step to that? Working with your mindset. So if this is something that's of interest to you, I recommend going to stopcaringwhattheythink.com. If you're a performer and you want to have more confidence, if you want to get out of your head, these are tips and tricks that I'm offering to you for free. It's a free resource that can help you have more confidence, to manage that anxiety, and just to feel like you can enjoy life again. You can enjoy performing. That's what it's all about, right? So stopcaringwhattheythink.com. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I hope that you enjoyed it and learned something. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. I post new videos every Wednesday and a new podcast every Friday. Thanks.